named Honeycutt and another guy named Lee. So they've got a lot of different weapons, guys. But as you know, we've had more of an up and down year this year. But I think we're finally as healthy as we've been, and I think came off a big win against Purdue. And, so at least we know we can beat top teams. And as you said, it should be a great matchup. UCLA and Michigan State in the first round. Doesn't get any better than that.
Well, Coach, watching you guys this season, it looks like you definitely have not had the low post play like you usually have had in the past. I started noticing that when you guys played Syracuse earlier on in the season at Madison Square Garden.
That's the truth. We haven't been as good a rebounding team either, Dan. But some of that's been from the injuries. We had a problem with a kid named Derek Nix, who we thought would be a key guy, and as lost some weight, then gained some weight back. But I still think the biggest problem we had for most of the years, our star point guard, Jalen Lucas, who had the Achilles ankle injury, really didn't come back into his own until middle end of January, and that created a lot of problems early when we played that brutal schedule where we faced at least three teams that were ranked sometime during this year as number one in Ohio State, Texas, and Duke.
Well, Coach, talk, and you did receive the 10 seed, like you stated. It was an up and down season. Don't you think a 10 seed is probably better than an 8 or 9, since you don't have to face that number 1 seed second round?
If you look down to it, it really is. This is one of the rare years, guys. I was just happy to get in. We had a fight our tail off the last 10 games. I think we went 6-4, 7-3, in the last 10. And actually played better basketball, not great, but better. And I think when that happens, you get a little confidence. Our other star player from last year's tournament run, Darrell Summers, has had a rough 2 months and hasn't shot the ball very well. And we're hoping that he gets back to form where he was averaging 19 a game in the NCAA tournament last year.
Coach, a few moments ago, you mentioned the injury to Kalen Lucas, but he did give the other guys on your roster a chance to possibly develop their game as well as get extra playing time. Now that you have Lucas back and those other guys have experience, talk about how that could help you as you now go into the tournament.
Well, it definitely can, Nick, but, we had one other problem this year. We had 2 key players, Chris Allen, who we suspended back in August, and Corey Lucius, who we had to suspend in the middle of January, and they were suspended the players since I've been here, and like what's going on in college football and basketball around the country, it seems there's more problems and more issues, and that was a big loss. 2 guys that started the NCAA tournament for us last year, so if there's one area that we're really hurting, it's our depth, and we've always been a very deep team, and so we have stepped up 2 former walk-ons, and that has been Austin Thornton and Mike Keebler, who are now playing a lot more minutes than we even started Keebler some. So it's been a little bit of a hodgepodge season, but we battled through, and now what we have is 6 guys that have played 2 Final Fours in the junior-senior class. And I'm hoping our experience really lifts us over the difficulties we've had.
Well, Coach, what are your thoughts on the field of 68? Do you like how they expanded the tournament to 68? And then me and Nick would like to give our Final Four picks.
That'd be great. Well, I think it needed to be expanded. I'm not sure I love the format the way it is, but I do think it needed to be expanded. You had a team there in Alabama who I thought was very close to getting in, and maybe, deserving of it in some ways. I think Colorado and Virginia Tech were pretty deserving of it in a lot of ways, and there's just more better teams as we're learning in football with all the different bowl games. There's different teams that probably deserve to be in, guys, and I just don't know what the correct number is, but I think it's a few more than we think.
Well, do you think it was fair that UAB got in, even though they won the conference outright, but were eliminated first round in the Conference USA tournament?
Sometimes I don't think the conference tournaments are fair judges because the league, and then there's a little letdown or something. But Mike Davis has been a good friend of mine, and I did a great job at Indiana. I'm happy he's in. So Dave Brinkler's a good friend over at Virginia Tech. I'm sad he's not. And that's I guess the breaks that there are in the tournament. But the one thing we did, and I think it's the reason we got in, is we played 5 teams that at one time were ranked in the top 7 in our non-conference schedule. With Duke and Kentucky, Duke and Texas and Syracuse and UConn, and I can't remember who the 5th one was, but it was a lot of Washington, a lot of good teams. And then our conference was so much better this year, so everybody's got to look out for their strength of schedule and things, and not be afraid to play people. And I'm just not sure how everybody's schedule went, but there's a lot of good teams out there. I can tell you guys that, and a lot of them that aren't in the NCAA tournament.
Well, Nick and I were talking before you called us back that you were probably watching the end of the overtime game because Michigan State could possibly play UNC Asheville against Little Rock in the Elite Eight.
Well, I hope we can get out of the first game because UCLA is going to be a big game, and then Florida. We got to work that out, but I like to feel this way, guys. We got to run left in us, and it's going to take. We got 3 players that have been there before. Then the 3 NCAA tournaments in Summers and Lucas and Akiva, and then we've got Draymond Green and Delvon Rowe, 2 guys that have started in Final Fours. So we have experience. We've just not always been healthy this year, and we had a lot of injuries, and we're as healthy as we've been. So we just landed in Florida a little later than we wanted to, and we're going to get to the hotel, get some rest, and kind of start watching games.
Coach, I guess I'll start off by giving my Final Four. My Final Four comprises of Kentucky, Kansas, Arizona, and truly your team in Michigan State. I just like how you guys play in March. I like how you're fundamentally sound, and I do believe that you will make it to Houston, and hopefully Dan and I can come follow your program in the Final Four.
Let me say this to you, Nick. If we get there, our tickets will be on me. It's a little tougher road for us this year, somebody's going to make it that shouldn't make it. It might as well be us. But I think there really are a lot of good teams. I don't know how many great teams. Like Ohio State in our league is very good. I don't know if they're great. We played Duke. That was with Kyrie Irving, who I hear may be coming back. If he does, that makes that better. I always thought, guys, for the year of all the teams we played, because we had UConn beat, I thought the best team we played was between Duke and Texas, but I thought Texas had the most talent. They got a little slump late, but I think they're awfully good.
Yeah, I want to go with Ohio State and Duke on the other side of the bracket. Kansas versus your Michigan State Spartans, and then I guess I want to take Kansas over Ohio State, but I'll be rooting for you guys all the way, Coach.
Well, I appreciate that, but you don't need to pick us to get there. I think there's, if I look at it, I'll be honest with you, I think Pitt is awfully good too, guys, and I think they're a very solid team. I think, Louisville's going to be good. What you have is a bunch of very good teams, and then you have some with tournament experience, and this year we're not going to get there maybe on town alone, although we didn't last year with all the injuries we had at the end. But I do think we have some experience, and I think the big thing about that is getting out of that first game. And it seems like if we get out of the first game, then you get a little confidence, and then your preparation and the experience, all those things start adding up. So we're going to try to give it a run, guys, but I think you both got some good teams. I think, Kansas is awfully good. They're so solid defensively, and they've got some experience too, and Duke is, Mike Spencer does an incredible job there year after year, and so it's going to be interesting to see which team, does Carolina rear its head back into the Final Four, or does San Diego State, end up card out there come through. It's going to be a real fun tournament, an interesting tournament, and I'll be happy if we're still in it to talk to you guys next week and see where it goes from there.
Absolutely. We'll follow up with you next week, Coach, and I think I'm the only one in the country that has Arizona winning the national championship, so that's probably not a good sign for me, but I'm normally pretty good at it, so we'll see where it goes. But I think we wanted a minute we off the record here, Coach, as we finish the interview, and we appreciate you coming on as always. You're a class act, and we have support for you every game, so...
well, you know, you guys down there, like my good friend Nick Saban down there, who's, you know, just such a great job every year, and I'm so proud of what Nick has done, and in fact, getting to know you guys, and I look forward to being in soon.
Absolutely, Coach. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay.